Welcome to the Bloomburrow Arena Open. Today we're going to be trying to steal from the rich, which is in this case Hasbro, and give to the poor, which is me, by winning $2,000. But first we need to make day 2. And joining us in that venture are some pretty interesting rares. We have like 3 really good ones. Wild Guide, Mouse, War Leader. Vren is also really good, but is 2 colors and doesn't fit with any of the rest. And then some role players. So let's see what the rest of the pool brings. White has the War and War Leader, obviously. Some decent removal. A Builder's Talent, Carrot Cake, Strike Force, Life Creed Duo. Blue looks terrible. Black has a Thoughtstalker Warlock, 2 Savers, Starscape Cleric, Wix Patrol Duo. So black-white is a potential option here. Red has the Manifold Mouse, also a Heartfire Hero to go with it, a pair of Take Out the Trash, Quake Tusk Boar. Green has the 2 Bakersbane Duos, the Wild Guide, Scrap Shooter, and a Wolverine. Multicolor, we have a few good rat cards here, some Cultivators, some good Frogs, and not much in the way of fixing. So the first deck I want to look at is definitely going to be this black-white deck here. I don't know if we'd want Rabbit Response. Definitely want War Leader, though. Both Savers, Cleric, Duo. Probably play a Dire Sight, Warlock, Nocturne. And then for the actual back cards, we have Lunar Convocation, Moonrise Cleric. And then it would be an interesting deck to splash blue in. That would allow us to pick up Vren and the Plume Creed Mentor, potentially. Because this cares about creatures with flying, so it works with your non-birds, just your bats. Although we don't have that many bats either, to be fair. But this deck's pretty interesting, a little grindy black-white deck. Don't know if we'd want to splash blue, though. Alright, what other deck should I take a look at here? Our red is decent. It doesn't really pair that well with the white. The white doesn't have too many mice that you want with the manifold. It's the main reason to be in red. Well, let's take a look. Yeah, red just seems like maybe a little thin to complement the white cards. Not really sold on this. If we had a base green deck, maybe splashing, or green, black, splashing blue, that's pretty interesting. Let's look at that. So we get access to both the rats and the frogs in the multicolor pile. All these decent green cards here. Wix Patrol, Duo. The Warlock we want to play. Yeah, I kind of like the look of green, blue, black. We even play the Skyskipper Duo, maybe. Some Sultai action. Let's see. So in terms of blue cards, that's what we got. I don't think this deck would want Starscape Cleric. Wolverine looks good. Don't know if we need the extra removal in early winter. Nocturne looks good. Not sure of the Assailants. Cultivators maybe, like Scrap Shooter. I like at least 1 Dire Sight. Negotiation. I like most of the 2-drops too. Maybe not Bark Knucklebox. So, alright, if we cut all the bad cards for starters, and we only plan on playing the good black cards, or sorry, blue cards. Not sure about these Tidecaller Mentors. So how do we fill our graveyard in this deck? Not very effectively. I guess Dire Sight, Daggerfang Duo, and Wix Patrol. Besides just like playing normal Magic the Gathering. Does make me less interested in Tidecaller Mentors. What do we have? Things that our removal with Ren. We have this Wix Patrol, 2 Savers, and a Paw Patch if they have flyers. I would want some more removal spells. Let's get our non-creature spells over here. So what are some other options? We could add the early winter for more removal. Second Dire Sight to fill our graveyard / draw cards. Skyscraper Duo looks decent. Let's just flicker this guy, this guy, this guy. This guy. Yeah, I think I would play Skyscraper Duo on this deck. If we're playing blue. The mana's a little suspect, I won't lie. It's not a lot of fixing here. It's basically the Wild Guide and the Heaped Harvest. And I don't think this deck really wants Cultivators, although maybe we make enough food. We have 2 Baker's Bane. It probably wants Cultivators. Probably over Mentors. Mentors are going to be hard to cast consistently on turn 3, and it's going to be hard to enable Threshold in this deck. Let's see. Do I want a random Bark Knuckle Box or is it 2-drop? I think with 2 duos, the Orator, the Prophet, and the Wild Guide alongside 2 Savers, that's probably enough. I think Bark Knuckle Box are slightly weaker than the rest of those. $17 creatures. I could cut a creature or 2. I don't think this deck wants to play Hidden Grotto. Just doesn't really help the mana as much as you'd think sometimes. Because it forces you to play off curve, and it's like, well, why even bother casting your spells if they all just cost 1 extra mana? Alright, yeah, cutting 3 cards is a little tricky here. I mean, maybe this deck doesn't want Pond Prophet, but I mean, we have 2 Lily Splash Mentors. It feels like we should probably be playing Pond Prophet here. I guess I could cut Orator. Or Hazel's Nocturne. Maybe one of these Dire Sights. It's Ruthless Negotiation. It's an option. Do we have enough removal if I cut Early Winter? I think so. We have just enough ways to interact with like the Wix Patrol, the 2 Savers, and the Paw Patch. Cut 1 Dire Sight. Maybe just Ruthless Negotiation. That's the last card. Run it like this. 7/7/3. Yeah, the mana is stinky. I won't lie. Mana is not very good. But outside of that, the deck is pretty strong. So let's give it a shot. Okay. This hand's not spectacular, but we're on the draw. If we hit Island, we have Ren with a pair of Savers, which is pretty nice, and Forest lets us play Scrap Shooter. In the meantime, we can buy a lot of time with these 2. Okay, that's the sort of worst possible draw in the sense that it doesn't help us cast anything, nor is it a spell. Island is good, though. Island is good. Let's play Forest in case we want to, because we draw a Forest, we want to play Scrap Shooter. Where, unfortunately, can't kill that with Saver. Tender Wild Guide is an interesting draw. So obviously I want to like wait till next turn to get the full value from Wild Guide. I think it's worth the wait. Yeah. I was trying to see like if we played Wild Guide, if next turn we could Renfield Saber, but obviously we're only gonna have 5 mana if we do this now. Okay. They got Teamer and 5 mana. Tree Guard Duo. Okay, that we also can't Saver. So we're gonna take 4. It's not the end of the world, to be honest. What is 16? I'm going to play a Sun Shower Druid, sure. Alright, I'm going to go Wild Guide with Offspring. A little slow for this to be our first play, but unfortunately Saber's looking kind of bad right now. Hunter's Talent, not great for us. Well, I can go Vren, Saber the Druid, get a rat. But that doesn't feel particularly good, actually. Also Scrap Shooter the Talent, but that doesn't feel very good either. Well, that's only if I draw a forest. Alright, level up. Attack me for 7. I'll take it. Daggerfang Duo, not a terrible draw here. I think I will play out the Relentless one here. Just pass. I need to try and make a play here. That puts us back in control of this game. We are very far behind right now. I'm going to try to use the Saber to win a combat, I think. That's my plan. Maybe outplay a fight spell too. That could be interesting. Does kind of feel like we're going to get polywalloped though. Oh, Brawl is much better though. So, yeah, we will Saber here. So we don't win the fight, but we do prevent Vren from dying. I will block the Tree Guard Duo if it attacks. Because otherwise he's going to draw a card off the... Well, no, he hasn't leveled this up yet. Do I block then? It's an interesting question. I have a decent amount of life gain. I think I block still, though. I just don't have a way to kill 4/5 that easily. Because I have Daggerfang Duo, but the trample is going to start to be an issue. Yeah, I'm going to block. Go to 4. Pass. Alright. Thoughtstalker Warlock. Probably going to play that and then Daggerfang Duo. Just get rid of their last card here. It was a second copy of Moira. Interesting. Don't think I want to Scrap Shooter the Talent. Since it's not doing anything right now, I will just play Daggerfang Duo. Take action. Say go. Alright, so we sort of stabilized, but there's a lot of good draws. Alright, then get a Brazen Collector and leveled up. This turn... Well, I think I will Savor the Collector here. And then just play my Cultivator. And we will forage from our graveyard. I want to be able to gain this life at some point. So we'll start with this. I will attack with my Daggerfang Duo. Deal 3, say go. Okay, they drew land. Like to see that. Get a counter. Land. Still don't want to Scrap Shooter the Talent, but I also want to hold on to the Scrap Shooter. It's a tough choice there. It also would require tapping our wild guide, so I think I will just go to combat. I'm going to forage one food. Don't think we're going to need both. Attack for 7. Say go. Alright, they're off of it. I mean, they probably had another turn. My hand wasn't very good, but it is frustrating to just draw land there. Which is presumably what happened. Alright, on to the next game. You can see the power of the deck and also the issues with the mana base on display there. So we're just going to have to hope to run pretty well in terms of being able to cast our spells. Yeah, this is... I think we're going to be keeping a lot of hands like this, where we just kind of have to pray. Because this hand's really good if we get a forest. And any non-swamp land lets us play Pond Prophet. Of course, we immediately draw a swamp. But we can still play Orator into Cultivator now. And if we get our forest online, we get the heaped harvest and immediately harvest it. Opponent's on Duo, Carrot Cake, so not the most pressure. Keeps on top. Oh, and Blacksmith's Talent. Okay, I'll take back what I said. It's a lot more pressure now. Draw another swamp. Okay. Play a Cultivator and attack for 2. I'd really like to draw a forest to be able to wild guide next turn. Alright, take 1. Don't mind seeing that. And pass. We draw an island. That lets us at least cast our Pond Prophet. So let's do that. See if we draw Saver, maybe. Next turn we can then Skyscraper do our Prophet, which is cool. And we drew a forest. Okay, very nice. Do I want to attack? I'm kind of scared of Salvation Swan, actually. I don't think I want to attack here. Or just like Carrot Cake activation. Trading for our Orator's not that good. So next turn, it is tempting to just run out the Sky Skipper. But I also really want to get the Heaped Harvest Wild Guide stuff online. We'll have to see. Alright. Cultivator has been assaulted, which is fine. We'll take the 2. They presumably are going to equip the Duo. No? Okay. I don't know if they realize they can just like manually equip this sword. Kind of feels like they don't. So playing Wild Guide and Harvest ramps us for 2, but Wild Guide has a little bit more upside. Because if we don't use the mana, we can then put the counter. So I think I'm going to start with Wild Guide here. And then just say go. Or maybe they have something for white, like a Parting Gust or something. Yeah, I'm not going to attack here. Next round I'll have 8 mana, so I can do Heaped Harvest plus Sky Skipper Duo. So this is going to be Parting Gust on the Wild Guide. Okay. Pretty good 2 for 1, because we keep the token around, which is basically the same thing as the actual Wild Guide. And we get a fish, so. Alright. The talent is being leveled up. This is going to take away our life total. Oh, let's put on the rabbit. Okay. I'm definitely going to block the rabbit here. I really value my life total, and this guy can get some value later. Alright, does learn about manual equip. Okay, so now we only have 7 mana. Making things a little bit more awkward. But I guess we can play a pair of 3 drops. I guess I'll do Heaped Harvest plus Daggerfang Duo here. I do need to figure out a way to deal with the Blacksmith's Talent, probably quickly, but for now, let's start with this. Grab a forest. Daggerfang Duo. We will mill 2. And then Let's attack for 1. Say go. Because if they spend their whole turn leveling up talent and attacking us down to 12, it's really not the end of the world. Especially given that Skyskipper Duo can block Life Creed Duo even with the sword on. That is what they're going to do. Okay. They're going to move it to the bunny. Yeah, that makes sense. Do I want to chump block the bunny? No, I guess I'll just take 5. Kind of do want to have my Pawn Prophet around. This blacksmith talent is really scary. Alright, I will put a counter here. Draw land. Okay. I think I will. That's interesting. 7, 8, 9 potential mana. Yeah, I think I'm going to dire sight because things are getting kind of dire. Those are going to the graveyard. Draw 2 new ones. Thoughtstalker, Warlock, Glide Dive Duo. Okay. I do like being able to Warlock here. Let's see. We can attack with Daggerfang and Fish. And Pawn Prop. Oh, let me keep the Fish back to chump block. Let me attack with these 2. Then let's Thoughtstalker them. Might of the Meek or Harnesser of the Storms. Kind of don't care about Harnesser of the Storms. Maybe I'll just take the Might of the Meek. That being said, they don't even have a mouse. I'll take the Harnesser. I'll play land. Say go. We can crack our Harvest to get a 9th land so we can play both of these next turn. Which should really help in the race here. Looks like they're going to cycle Might of the Meek. Sure. Guess I can't chump block anymore. Brightblade Stoat, that is pretty annoying. I can chump block that though. But it's going to gain a lot of life in this race here. And a mountain. Okay, so they can use the village as well. See if they hit. Missed, okay. Does miss a lot more often than you'd like. Alright, it's going on the Stoat. And attack here for a 7. I will chump block. And then do this. Grab a forest. Put a counter. Alright, so we go to 11. They go to 22. Notably, didn't gain 6 because this killed it with the first strike of the double strike, that is. Alright, well, I'm definitely doing Glide Dive Duo here. And then, do I want a Skyskipper? Or maybe I'll just Cultivator? Because that Cultivator can actually block the Stoat once it gets its counter. And then, let's forage these lands. See, the Warlock, the Duo, and the Prophet can get in there. Yeah, I'll get another counter on the Wild Guide. Also gives me a backup blocker on the Stoat. Alright, trade with the Rabbit, deal 5, say go. If they ag assault my Cultivator. Feather of Flight, well, that is very scary. What a good draw. I'm going to 5. I don't love that. I know, Jack. Jesus Christ. Those were some good draws. Can't really think of anything that would have been better, actually. Now they're going to move it there to make that a 4-2 double strike. I kind of can't win. I don't know. I guess I'll just take it. They're at 19 still. Yeah, this is tough as we draw a swamp. Perfect. Just what I wanted. Well, I gotta attack with everything, and then I think I'm just like dead. Not quite dead. Let's see. 7, 9 mana. So I could try to find a removal spell, but if I do this, if I Sky Skipper the Glide Dive, I go to 4, I guess. And then I'm not quite dead. So yeah, let's attack with everything. They're gonna take it. And it's Sky, and we're 1 off lethal, which is very sad. Might have missed a point of damage at some point. Alright, say go. Get this guy back. Put him to 1. So we can chump block the Stoat and the Savior. Or if he puts the sword on the duo, we can chump block duo and Savior. Ugh, this is close. Alright, they're going to combat. I'm going to put the sword on the Stoat. Yeah. But the thing is, I get to chump block it with one of my flyers, and then they only gain 4 life. So I will chump block with Sky Skipper Duo here. Yeah, so they're still at only 5. Feels like they're probably dead here. I also get to bring back my Sky Skipper if I want with Bonebind. Alright. Oof, close one. The Feather of Flight into Jackdaw Saber is pretty brutal, but we did manage to come out ahead there. 2-0. Still fighting. I think this is probably not a keep. This is just too bad, I think. This is slightly better. I'm gonna put back Swamp or Forest. Yeah, I think it's either Swamp or Forest because we want to draw an island at some point. I'll put back Swamp because we have a Scrap Shooter in this deck. The Bell. We could really use a Bell in this pool. Or an Uncharted Haven. It's kind of sucks we got like none of the colorless fixing. Except Hidden Grotto, which, again, I don't think actually would help. Brazen Collector is going to be an issue. I don't have a good way to block that anytime soon. So I'll play out my Baker's Bane duo. Yeah, no blocks. Into Rough Shot duo. Okay. Could be worse. I could have ran out of 4-drop, I suppose. Play my Bonebind Orator. So if we draw Island next turn and we get to play a 4/4 Reach into these 5-drops, I think we'll be okay. Problem is we only have 3 islands in the deck, so we're like 10% to draw one, which is a little less good. Not going to attack. Presumably they're going to crack the Bell here. No. I wonder why not. Is there a reason to not do that? Maybe they just forgot. Okay, attack for 2. I could try and double block. I don't think it's worth it. Just loses really badly to any removal spell. Main phase 2 Quake Tusk Boar. Okay. At least I have some time to prepare. Hopefully by drawing an island or a removal spell. Dotstalker Warlock. Well, because I'm going to play it. It's not very good here, though. Discard Gav. Sheesh. Which means their last card is better than Gav. Plus whatever they drew for turn. Don't love it. Don't love it. I'm going to throw a triple block on the Roughshod Duo. That goes so poorly so quickly. Alright, I'm just going to block like this. We'll leave the Desperation blocking for next turn. Hopefully we draw land. At least get the Glide Dive Duo down. I'm going to crack the Bell first. Finally did that. And they're going to Downwind Ambusher. So I guess if I quadruple blocked, I would have actually gotten rid of the Roughshod Duo here. At the cost of 2 of these. Draw Saver. Yeah, I don't think that's going to save this, unfortunately. Mana base just didn't quite get there this game. The mana is really bad in this deck, but I don't know if there's a lot I can do about that. I definitely can't fix the mana. There's just not. I could add another Dire Sight to help us hit land drops or whatever, but I don't think that's going to make a huge difference. Could add Sun Shower Druid. That's actually a shout with 2 Lily Splashes. It's just a good early play. That'll help keep us alive. Like I said, I kind of like all the cards in the deck. I'm not sure I want to cut any of these. Maybe Hazel's. No, this card's just like kind of medium, even with Lily Splash Mentor. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it as is. And just pray we get better draws. I do like how fast the queue times are on this event. Suppose there's lots of people playing. This hand looks good. Turn 2, Saver. Turn 3, Cultivator, Eat the Food, or Scrap Shooter. And we'll draw an island, and then we'll get to curve into these guys. Beautiful. Alright, well that's not something I care about savoring. Unfortunately. There's the island, though. Okay. Hopefully they play a savorable creature here. So I don't want to use it on Pawn Profit. Swamp, Sticky Tongue. Well, I will savor this in response to them picking it up. So that lets me run out my Cultivator this turn, eat the food. And then I am bigger than the Sticky Tongue, so I get to block it, potentially. Turn 4, Lily Splash Mentor. Find something to do with the Sky Skipper in the meantime as well. They are Abzan, Feather of Flight on the Sticky Tongue Sentinel. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Pass. Okay. Guess I will attack. And then play Lily Splash Mentor. Consider blocking. It's hard to say. I mean, in a race, we're doing pretty well. We have a Sky Skipper Duo and a Scrap Shooter that could also block it. I'll take the 4. That's fine. 5 mana. What you got? Starseer Mentor. Okay. It's a little less fine. So I guess I'm going to do Wolverine. And do I want to blow up the feather or put a counter is the question. I think I'm going to start by destroying the Feather of Flight. Putting the Sticky Tongue back on the ground. Because this way, if he has a removal, like if I put the counter on the Mentor, he has a removal spell. I get attacked for 7 in the air, and I'm like probably just going to die. Whereas this way, if he has a removal spell, I only take 3. And we know that I didn't have any combat tricks last turn, so I feel pretty good blocking Mentor on Mentor here. Keep Harvest, sure. They're ramping. Here I am complaining about mana problems, and then they got like this. The same nonsense as I do. I guess they opened Uncharted Haven, must be nice. So I will have to either lose 3 or discard a card. I think I will discard the swamp, honestly. And a Fountain Port Bell, sure. Yeah, I guess their mana base is probably a lot better than mine is. It's fair. I'm going to discard a swamp. Because, you know, it's always a replacement swamp around the corner. Okay, so I guess I'm going to attack with my Wolverine. If I want to trade it for the Mentor, I'd be pretty happy. Then I will post-combat Skyskipper duo it. Get a counter on my Lily Splash Mentor. Alright, they do want to trade for Starseer Mentor. No, they've decided no. Take the 5. Alright. Here's Skyskipper duo. I guess actually I'm going to blow up the Fountain Port Bell for this first activation here. I think stopping them drawing a card is better than putting a counter on my Mentor. Could have put a counter on the duo as well, because then it can block the Starseer. Okay, Lily Splash is getting Banishing Lighted after I've used up all my... Oh, no, I have a Scrap Shooter in my hand. What am I complaining about? I was like, oh, I can't bounce the Wolverine anymore, but that's okay. Take 3. Yeah, Corpse Berry. Okay, they have a little bit of forage in their graveyard. I pass. Okay. Well, I am going to Scrap Shooter here. Do I want to attack first? I don't really want to trade Wolverine for these two things. I don't really have good attacks. It's basically the moral of that story. So let's blow up the Banishing Light. Get our guy back. And then I think I'm just going to pass. Again, I don't want to trade Wolverine for one of these guys. I need a guy to repeatedly flicker anyhow. Next turn I can play Heaped Harvest. And then eat it with my Cultivator to get 2 lands. And also use the Lily Splash Mentor. That's going to be an issue. Yeah, we're going to need to find a removal spell at some point for that. Baker's Bane duo, not really what I wanted. Start with Heaped Harvest here. Let's go get another island so we can multi-activate Mentor if necessary. And the question is, do I want to use Mentor this turn? I guess it's probably better than playing Baker's Bane duo out. Can flicker our Hive Spine Wolverine, I guess. Get some +1/+1 counters going. Have a removal spell too. Jeez Louise. Parting Gust, my Mentor. Okay. At least I still get all this. And I will put a counter. Let's see. So with a land, the Mentor becomes a 5/7. guess I'll put a counter on my Sky Skipper duo then. Eat the Heaped Harvest, go get another land. But we just really need to draw a removal spell for the green shell. Like right now, basically. There is the 10th land, unfortunately. We still have pretty good blocks, though. Okay, it's definitely gotten a little bit worse. Okay, things have gotten a lot worse, not gonna lie. But if we draw a removal spell for the green shell, we're not dead. Problem is we need to draw a removal spell for the green shell, right? It's gonna be tough. Okay, in comes the Cultivator and the Sticky Tongue. Let's see. I don't know. I need my flyers kind of badly. My reach creatures. I guess if I'm killing the green shell, it doesn't really matter. I guess I will double block the Cultivator like so. Take the 5. Dire Sight. At least I can cast it. Let's use one of each. Wix Patrol. I can cast, but it doesn't kill anything like useful. I could kill the Sentinel, but I still have a lot of problems then. I mean, killing the Sentinel and being a 5/3 is decent. It's not terrible. I think I'll draw it plus a random card. Okay. I guess I'll do this. I get to get a counter. Whoop-de-doo. Say go. We're pretty screwed, but we'll see. So right now I'd probably be chumping the Bodyguard, trading with the 4/4, double blocking the Mentor, chumping the green shell. Yeah, those aren't great blocks. I guess double block the green shell. I don't know, but I have to chump the Mentor. Yeah, and it seems like they drew a spell, so now I'm really screwed. I mean, if they have something, this isn't really that hard. If they have nothing, alright, so they are sending everything. So I definitely want to eat the green shell. Well, can I afford to? Yeah, I guess I can. We chump block the Mentor. Maybe eating the green shell is not that good. What if we do this, this, and then do we eat the green shell or do we eat the Starseer Mentor? They both die to pretty much the same types of removal spells. I think like this makes the most sense. Leave behind Wix Patrol, basically. Alright, so we have 2 creatures, they have 2. Obviously, we need to draw a removal spell for the flyer. Which, unfortunately, we don't. We do have Baker's Bane Duo, though, so we can gain some life. Let's start by Thoughtstalkering their last card here. Which was a land. Okay. Play Baker's Bane Duo. So we're going to go to 5. I guess I'm going to attack him. For 11? Things are getting interesting, that's for sure. Alright, so he goes to 4. Gonna pass. Draws a sec. And I'm exactly dead. I hate it here. Alright, let me check something real quick. Go in the store. Let's go to featured. No, it's definitely not in gems packs. Daily deals. Nope. Bundles? Neither. For some reason, I don't see the double fecund green shell DLC for the Arena Open in the store. Not sure how my opponent got that. Seems kind of unfair. Alright, we need to go 5-0 now. If you're watching on YouTube, you probably see the video goes for another 4 minutes and you know what happened, but right now I don't know what happened, so I'm going to choose to believe. His hand is a little slow, but I'm a little hesitant to mulligan. If your mana is as bad as this deck is, mulliganing makes it worse. So I'm just going to hope I draw a 2-drop. Turn 1 Scavenger's Talent is interesting. That is technically a 2-drop. Problem is it doesn't help us hit with something for Warlock. I get punished for playing Swamp. That was pretty dumb on my part, I guess. Yeah, not my greatest move ever, but I guess we will savor the Cleric here. I get a food. And followed up with Thistledown Players. I think I'm just going to run out the Warlock for Relentless Rats value here. Seems like we're not going to be able to trigger it anytime soon. And I mean, they discarded a Glide Dive Duo, so they clearly have 3 good spells, but we got one of them with the Warlock, so can't be too upset about that. Moonrise Cleric, or they're just on 3 lands and can't cast their spells. I'm going to play the Relentless here. Pass. Next time we get the Glide Dive Duo into Wix Patrol, could be pretty good here. Especially if they stay stuck on lands. Take 2. Another Moonrise Cleric, okay. Well, the Glide Dive Duo is going to be pretty good at stabilizing this board. Say go. Alright, they do hit a 4th land. So we know that they have 2 spells. One is Waxwing Witness. That's fine. It's just sort of a horde of mediocre creatures. We draw a Saver, which doesn't kill anything they have. Could go Prophet, sort of like hope I hit a land. I think I'll do that. If I don't hit a land, then I can just hold the Saver. Or I could play the Cultivator out. Yeah, I think I'm just going to hold up the saver. I'm a little worried to have a removal spell for my glide dive here. 5th land. Banishing Light. Sure. Now we're going to banish my glide dive duo. Yeah, so actually now what I'm going to do is just crack the food. Because I want to spend my mana on something. And I'm going to take a lot of damage here. But then I'll get to hopefully Wix Patrol when I draw this land real quick. Right quick. No, okay. Now I'm in a very awkward spot for having not played the Wild Guide last turn. I definitely will do it this turn though. So there's that. I'm not dead, but now I'm like pretty screwed. Unfortunately. So I'm taking 8 down to 4. I can Wix one of them, but still just kind of dead on board. And then I also have to deal with Scavenger's Talent at some point. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad. That is a reach creature. I guess that sort of saves me for now. Only barely, but we'll try. More like Friend the Useless, because bro has not accomplished anything. Alright, so we're going to block Mentor and Witness. Then we're going to savor one of the clerics, stop it from killing us. And then get our Mentor Saver. This is pretty bad. So we're going to take 2 to down to 2. They still have 3 guys. So I'll put a counter on this. Why not? Still think we're pretty dead here. I mean, if I draw a land... Oh, yeah, well, I'm just dead. Okay. Well, that was a pretty unfortunate run there. Didn't really get to cast my spells as I would have liked, which made it hard to win the games. But anyways, thank you for watching, and maybe next time I will succeed in making it to the promised land.